Going on, everybody? It's your boy Broadway Joel, the voice of Dominican boxing. And as you guys know, I always talk about Dominican boxing, and that's my niche, and that's what I usually like to talk about. And that we will talk some Dominican boxing, you know, while we're on here. But today I kind of wanted to talk about Stephen Fulton versus Naoya Inoue, who I have currently ranked number one pound for pound. Inoue, that is, uh, and quite honestly, I think there is no argument for who's number one. I'll be honest with you, and I understand people who say Usyk. They have Usyk ranked number one pound for pound. I honestly disagree. Like, and to the point, like I disagree a lot. I can see how you see it that way, but I don't think you're paying attention closely enough if you think Usyk is number one pound for pound. And not taken away from Usyk. Usyk is my number two. I'm not, believe me, especially what his country's going through, how he went to, you know, Russia, being a Ukrainian and beat Gassiev in Russia. You know, believe me, especially it was a dominant decision. It was a bit of a boring fight, but it was definitely a dominant decision. So I give Usyk his credit when undisputed, then moved up, beat Joshua twice to become a three-belt unified champion at heavyweight. I give him his credit. But Inoue is just blasting dudes out, knocking dudes out early. Like he barely goes, 5 rounds. Like his average rounds he goes is like, even if you include the decisions, it's probably like what, 7 rounds. uh you know Butler went 11 rounds with him, but if we're being honest, Butler just, all he did was ran. All he did was want to survive. He wasn't out there trying to win. And had he opened up, I knew he would have got him out of there earlier. And it's not like he went to the decision with Butler. He still got him out of there. You know what I'm saying? He was running, you know what I'm saying? And my man Inoue was putting his hands down and doing all this fancy and bragging and showboating, doing his thing, man. But if you look at his resume, knocked out Payano in 1 round, knocked out Rodriguez in 2 rounds, you know, won a dominant decision against Donaire, dropped him. People were saying like, oh, he got hurt. He broke his orbital bone in that fight. All right, the rematch knocks him out in 2 rounds. Like, it's too much dominance for me to have somebody over him. You know what I'm saying? And if you really want to get gully, if Inoue and Usyk were the same size, I'm picking Inoue to win that. That power is unreal, especially for those lower weight classes. Uh, that's power that's never been seen before. I think pound for pound, he is the hardest puncher in the sport right now. Right now, I don't think anybody pound for pound hits harder than Naoya Inoue. And if he were to move up to 122, well, I mean, the fight is confirmed. He is moving up to 122 to fight Stephen Fulton. So when he moves up is probably a better way of putting it. When he moves up to fight Stephen Fulton at 122, if he beats them, if he beats him, he'll be unified. I think that'll be a clear that he's the number one pound for pound. And on top of that, he will be solidify himself as one of the all-time greats, one of the people that if you have in your top 10, it's not crazy. And I know we're living in the moment and we probably can't see it, but if he was to move up to 122 and dominate the same way he was doing at 118 and all the lower divisions he was fighting at, we got to start thinking of where his place is in boxing history. This dude is nasty, man. This dude is nice. I really don't want people sleeping on just how talented Naoya Inoue is. You know what I'm saying? Stephen Fulton, I like Stephen Fulton. So I just showered Inoue with a bunch of compliments. Now let me do the same for Stephen Fulton. Stephen Fulton is somebody who fought Angelo Leo, had a really tough fight, got that win. Then goes on to have another tough fight against Brandon Figueroa and took that belt too. Goes, and then his mandatory actually was a double mandatory which I like because he was the WBC and the WBO mandatory. So meaning he got two birds with one stone. Was Danny Roman, who's a good fighter and dominated him and outboxed him. And like he has had a lot of dominant, really good performances, just impressive performances in back-to-back fights against good fighters. He did not dominate the Figueroa fight, but I thought he won 8-4. I thought he won clearly. I don't think that was a fight where he was struggling. Like people trying to make it out to be like, oh, Figueroa really beat him. I don't see it. I don't see it. Figueroa smothered a lot of his work, and a lot of those punches in between, Fulton was rolling with, was catching them with nice counters on the inside. And although he didn't fight the fight he's used to fighting, I felt like he beat Figueroa at his own game, especially since Figueroa was smothering his work by trying to fight on the inside. So again, this is a fight between two top 10 pound for pound fighters. One of them I have as number one, solidified number one in Inoue. So I'm just like super duper impressed that this fight got made. I want to get Stephen Fulton on my channel so we could discuss and we could talk about what's going on. And he put out some tweet that he wants to air something out and this, that. He was kind of real vague with it. I reached out to him to get an interview. Unfortunately, I have not gotten a response back, but that's somebody I want on my channel. I want him to break down to me what were the hurdles of this fight not happening and how did he get to the point of where this fight did happen. I'm glad that this fight is happening. I believe it's happening in Japan. It's happening in Japan, in Inoue's hometown. And Japan is actually known for, favoring the away fighter for whatever reason, as opposed to the hometown fighter. Like Bomba Gonzalez last fight there, I thought he lost. When he fought was it Ikisha? I forget the guy's name, my bad. But I thought he lost that fight. They gave him the decision. When Murata fought Endam, I thought Murata won. They gave Endam the decision. So I don't think Fulton has to worry about losing a decision out there. But if I'm honest with you, man, again, I got Inoue number one pound for pound. Never been in a competitive fight. I find it hard to pick anybody from 122 down over Inoue. I really do. And I'm never going to pick against Inoue until I see him in a competitive fight. Forget a loss. Until I see him in a competitive fight, I can't pick against that man. Now, again, I'm not saying Fulton doesn't have a chance and Fulton is not talented enough and they're not in the same class. I'm not saying that, but that could be the case. And we're only going to find out the day they fight. And from what I understand, the that fight doesn't have a date just yet. I heard the rumors. I believe they said May 30th or like late May. Let me not say the date. They said late May, but that's a rumor. I haven't confirmed anything. But yeah, listen, I'm all for it. This is, people want to complain about the welterweight division and the middleweight division and all these glamour divisions that we don't get the fights we want. Well, listen, let's start paying attention to these little guys because they're fighting each other. Get what I'm saying? Like, we got two unified champions at 122 in Fulton and MJ. We wanted to get those two to fight, but who knows? I'm not even gonna get started on that. But point is, we have two unified champions there, and then at 118 we had an undisputed fight. You know what I'm saying? Chocolatito and Estrada. What they just had two fights. I know it's a trilogy, but I'm saying they had two fights within the last 3 years. Quadras and SSR both fought Bam Rodriguez. These lower weight classes, the little guys actually fight each other. It's unfortunate that us boxing fans, we tend to be in love with 147 and 160 and heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? Even 135 to a lesser degree. We obsessed with these divisions, but if you look at these smaller divisions, we're getting the fights we want when we want him, because this was the perfect time. We haven't been waiting for this fight for years. You know how like with the Floyd and Mayweather and Floyd and Manny fight, it took us years to get, but we finally got it. So, but there was a build up, and honestly, we got that fight too late. But that's a story for another day. This fight, as soon as we had interest for it, as soon as Inoue went undisputed, he moved up, and his first fight is against Fulton, the fight we want. Yo, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy. So I'm really excited about that. I definitely wanted to go live and talk about it. And matter of fact, let me throw the link. I don't know if anybody wants to call in. I doubt it, but if anybody wants to call in and talk about that fight, we can. Another fight that's actually been announced, and this ties into my Dominicans, and I'll talk about it in a second. Give me a sec. Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez is made official for March 25th in Las Vegas in the MGM Grand. I believe Edwin de los Santos will be on that undercard. I've heard that from multiple sources and legit sources. So I'm looking forward to that. If Edwin is on that undercard, I definitely will be there live. I will be there live covering that event because I'm obviously that's what I cover. I cover Dominican boxing. If you put Edwin de los Santos on the undercard, just know I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna get all the inside info, all the inside scoops other people can't get because they're not the voice of Dominican boxing. I'll be there getting that. So, but yeah, that's how I whatever. Point is, I'll be there if that. But as far as the fight, Benavidez versus Plant. One, I love the fight. It's a real bad blood fight, a fight where they both don't like each other. You know, we've heard Caleb Plant, talk about David Benavidez coke, suspension, calling him fat boy, disrespecting, you know what I'm saying, disrespecting David Benavidez, and I heard about David Benavidez's father, Jose Benavidez Sr., talking about Caleb Plant's daughter, how he doesn't have to mention her on every time he gets an interview and this and that, and like shit's got real personal. So these dudes really don't like each other. This is bad blood. So when it's bad blood like that, like I like it, and it's a classic boxer versus brawler, in Plant being the boxer and the brawler being Benavidez. Now they usually say that the brawler beats the boxer, and so that would make that Benavidez would win. And honestly, this is a 50-50 fight, so for sure that is a opportunity for. There is a possibility that Benavidez can win. I don't know. I really like Plant's move. Like he's very slick and very loose with his movements, and he has great feet. He does tend to fade in rounds. So that's where I don't know what's gonna happen, right? I definitely see Plant winning the early rounds. First 4 or 5 rounds, I definitely see him winning that. But then what happens once he starts slowing down? Because he's going to slow down. He showed in the past that he slows down. And Benavidez has kind of shown in the past that he kind of gets stronger as the fight goes on, especially if he smells blood. So I only see this fight going 2 ways. Either Benavidez by late stoppage, 11-12, around 10, 11, 12, or Caleb Plant winning by decision. You know what I'm saying? That's the only 2 ways I really see it. But point is, I don't know who wins. Like right now, I'm favoring Plant. That's right now. Now you may ask me next week, and I may say Benavidez, and you may be like, yo, Broadway, I was just talking to you last week. You said Plant. Why are you changing? I don't know. This is a 50-50 fight. It's one of those fights. I'm not going to make my pick until the day of the fight. Put it like that. Until the day of the fight. That's a good fight, man. Again, I like Caleb Plant. And Listen, if we're being honest, look how he looked in his last fight. Not that it was an entertaining fight, but the fact that he sat down on that left hook and knocked out Darrell with one shot. You could say whatever you want about Darrell. Hey, man, you knocking a dude out with one shot, that's impressive. And if I'm not mistaken, he did it quicker than what David Benavidez did. If I'm not mistaken, it took David Benavidez 11 rounds, and it took Caleb Plant 9. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's a fun fight either way, man. I think it's a fun fight. I'm excited for it. I want to see how it plays out. I definitely want to see the undercard. Edwin de los Santos is going to be on it with an opponent to be named. And then also I heard that Rayo Valenzuela is going to be on that card facing Chris Colbert. So Chris Colbert is moving up from 130 to 135 to fight Rayo, both coming off loss. Ironically, both coming off loss to Dominican. So that's kind of ironic. But both coming off losses. Rayo, he lost to a puncher and just pretty much got dismantled. So now they got this light hitting 130 pounder moving up, who does have quick hands and does have quick feet. But I feel like Chris Colbert somehow somehow caught an identity crisis. He was more of a boxer, mover, and then he got that stoppage against what's the guy's name? I think it was what's his name? King Tug. And then he just kind of thought like he was just gonna dog out fights and stuff like that. He started fighting like that, like thinking he a puncher like that. And then he ran into Hector Garcia and was like, oh, I'm gonna just trade with this little Dominican who took this fight on 19 days notice and ended up getting destroyed, like getting beat up bad, lost 11 rounds. You know what I'm saying? You in a 12-round fight, you lose 11, like you got dropped. So he's coming off a beating, a long beating, as opposed to Raya, who got destroyed, but it was a 3-round fight, and it was in October. So he's a little bit fresher in the sense that he's not coming off a long layoff. Colbert is going to be off a year and change. So I think I favor Rayo in that fight, considering he has the height, reach, and size advantage, and he's a harder hitter, and he's coming, and Chris Colbert's moving up in weight, coming off a long layoff. I gotta go with Valenzuela on that, but yes, I'm biased. I'm gonna be rooting for Colbert, man. Colbert's from Brooklyn. How can I root against a Brooklyn boy, man? I'll be rooting for him. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not picking him to win. And if he does beat Rayo, I think that's making a statement. I think that's making a statement because Rayo, before he lost to De Los Santos, was going to win that Prospect of the Year award. I have no doubt about it. I have no doubt about it. The way they were promoting him, the way they were moving him, giving him these pay-per-view slots and stuff like that. I really thought that Rayo was going to win Prospect of the Year. And by the way, I had asked Steven Espinoza on a space one time. I'm like, yo, what? This was on a Friday. And the De Los Santos Rayo fight was on Sunday. I had asked him on Friday, what's the prospect you're highest on? And he told me Rayo. And I told him, oh, he's getting knocked out on Sunday, right? And he laughed at me because he knows I'm the voice of Dominican boxing. He thought I was just being biased. I'm like, nah, my man. I've done my research. I made a few phone calls. Everybody telling me your man going to sleep. He kind of just laughed it off. And then, you saw the fight. My man just destroyed him. And it was definitely like one of those moments where I remember watching it while I was on the space. And it was like, whoa. Everybody, like, I was telling everybody, like, yo, he's going to beat him up. He's going to knock him out. I think I went so far as to say he was going to knock him out in one round. Because Carlos Adames, my brother, who I was on the phone with today, matter of fact, my brother, Carlos Adames, was telling me, yo, put whatever you got. Bet it on Edwin. Edwin can punch. Yo, you don't understand how hard Edwin can punch. Edwin got bricks in those hands. Edwin. I'm like, yo, Adames really sold Edwin to me. I was like, bro, I'm gonna go out and live. I'm taking your word. He's like, bro, take my word to the bank. Like the way, and by the way, I have made other phone calls, and everybody said the same thing, but nobody was as confident as Carlos. Carlos Adames was like, bro, there is no shot that that Rayo doesn't get knocked out by Edwin. I'm like, bro, how like why are you so confident? He's like, bro, I'm telling you, I know for a fact. So once Adames talked to me like that, I was like, all right, fuck it. So I hopped on the space, and the same way he was talking to me, I was talking to the people on those Twitter. Like, I was like, he's getting knocked out 100%. This, that, and the third. I think I might have even put my betting slip on Twitter before the fight happened, just to show people how confident I was, because of how Carlos was talking. And hey, man, it paid off. And I'm excited to see Edwin back, man. I'm excited to see Edwin back. He's gonna be on that Plant Benavidez card. You know what I'm saying? So that like he's good. That's a good look. That's a big card to be on. And big is relative. Big in terms of the boxing audience. That's what I mean. And especially if he fights who I think he's gonna fight, and let's say he knocks this guy out, he'll be making an even bigger statement than he did when he knocked out Rayo. My man Gritty in the chat says, then we want to see the Edwin rematch. Yeah, like I last time I went live, I spoke on the Edwin rematch. I was like I needed, like, Rayo need to do something. So if he was to spark out, you know, Colbert, let's say in 3 rounds or something like that, I'm making up a number, and let's say my man De Los Santos wins, I would be okay. I would be okay with that rematch, only if, you know, De Los Santos can't get a Frank Martin fight, can't get a Tank fight, can't get a, you know, a Shakur Stevenson fight, a fight where, you know, he's looking up. But if, like, let's say Shakur's fighting Loma and Tank is fighting Puello, and, you know, Frank Martin is fighting Haney, whatever, forget the promotional issues. I'm making up, you know, scenarios, and all those fights are tied up, then okay, then the rematch makes sense to me. But if one of those fights are possible, I would rather Edwin move on with his career. I feel like he destroyed him bad enough where he doesn't need to go back and like, you know, what's he gonna prove? He destroyed him. It wasn't like a razor thin decision. He beat him up bad all 3 rounds. Because even in the round he got dropped in that first round, he came up and dropped Rayo even harder. Then they took the point away from Edwin for hitting Rayo while he was down, and then continued to beat the fuck out of him for the rest of that round. And then the second round, you saw what happened, and then the third round, that's when he got the stoppage. So, yeah, I need to see Rayo earn it. He needs to earn a rematch. I just, after fighting Colbert, and let's say, I don't want to mention who Edwin's gonna fight. Let's say Edwin beats that guy. I want him to fight Frank Martin. I want him to fight Tank. I want him to fight Shakur. I want him to fight Loma, or, you know, like these guys. I don't want him to fight like Rayo, who, you know, is just trying to get his get back. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Nah, man. First, hold on. First of all, Edwin De Los Santos is not our last hope. That's just first of all. How is he our last hope? Like, come on, man. We got plenty of boxes. And Michel Rivera's let us down. He did. But Michel Rivera's career is not over. He's 24. Like, you don't think he could come back and possibly compete for a title? I don't know if he's moving up to 140. But let's say at 140 or at 135, depending on what he decides to do. I still got faith in Michel. I'm not one of those guys that when you take one loss, I write you off. I'm not. He lost to Frank Martin, but let's give Frank Martin some credit, man. That guy came out good. He came out using some angles and looking fast and had a great game plan. So let's give Frank Martin his credit. You know, yes, Michel Rivera couldn't beat him. Cool. But let's make sure we give Frank Martin his credit. I I mean, do you think De Los Santos is strong enough to beat Frank Martin? I don't know what you mean by strong enough, but I definitely, from what I've seen and from what I've heard, I know he can punch with anybody. And I think he's a bigger puncher than Frank Martin. Put it like that. Now, can he beat Frank Martin? I don't know. Frank Martin's a good fighter. Like, I think he proved it. I honestly, I slept on Frank Martin. I didn't know he was that good. So I'm not gonna say, oh, that's easy work, and De Los Santos just walk in and they're gonna knock him out in the first round. I'm not gonna say that because Frank Martin's a good fighter, but I'm definitely not gonna dismiss De Los Santos's chances. And that's a fight I like to see. Like I said, fighting Frank Martin, who just beat Michelle Rivera, would be a step in the right direction. Would be you fighting upwards. You get what I'm saying? It won't be you fighting, you know, down or to your level like how it would with Rayo. You know what I'm saying? So I would like that fight. That's a fight I would like. Even if it's next. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if it was next. It's not gonna be next, and I doubt it would be next, but I wouldn't mind it. I really wouldn't. That's a good fight. I like how hard De Los Santos hit. And by the way, a lot of people are just basing De Los Santos off that one fight, thinking he's just a puncher. He can move, bro. That bro could move. He got good feet, really good feet on him. The thing is that Rayo started making it a firefight, started wanting to bang, and his mindset is like, all right, you want to bang, like you don't hit harder than me. And when you got that kind of confidence, like you and you can end the fight, and the dude's willing to trade with you, then hey, trade with him because you're confident in your skills, you confident in your power. Uh, Hold on a second. I'm about to post a link and leave it at the top of the chat. You know what I'm saying? For anybody who wants to call in, because yeah, it's Friday, man. I usually don't go live on Fridays. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to give you guys a chance to call in and chop it up with your boy, man. Uh, but yeah, what else is going on? Tank and Ryan supposedly they might go they might go at it. I mean, we seen Oscar and Ryan with the belts. I mean, with the contract and stuff like that. I don't know if it was signed, but I definitely would love a signature, a press conference, and all that. And one of the things I would like to see is Puello and Rolly on the undercard, because I'm hearing Puello and Rolly might fight each other. Uh, uh, and if they're gonna fight each other, why not be on that Tank and Ryan on the card? Because that could be Tank's next opponent. Let's say Puello beats Rolly, which I think he does. Uh, Tank beats Ryan, which that's a 50-50 fight. I'm not gonna discount Ryan's chances like a lot of people are doing. Who does Tank fight next? That's on the PBC side. Like Devin Haney is on top rank, and I don't know if that fight's big enough for them to make it. And Shakur, he don't got a belt. I mean, not that belts matter to make a fight, but I just that one, honestly, out of that fight, that's a fight I see less likely to happen from Shakur and Haney. But if he can't get those fights on PBC, it makes sense. Move up to 140 and grab that belt from Puello. You get what I'm saying? Grab that belt from Puello. I mean, let me not say grab. Try, because you never know, man. Hey, listen, I'm never going to discount my Dominicans' chances, man. Hey, man, maybe Puello goes and, surprises people or not. But no, like that's what I'm saying. So if that's going to be your next fight, might as well have him fight a former opponent of yours on your undercard in a big event. So when people go, who the fuck is Tank fighting? Oh, that's the guy, the Dominican kid that fought Rolly on his undercard. You don't remember? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the kid. Yeah. All right. He's actually fought really good. He beat the shit out of Rolly. Yeah. I like that fight. So that's a good promotional strategy. But yeah, man. Yo, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, by the way. If anybody wants to call in, have a conversation with your boy, whether you want to talk Fulton, Inoue, Benavidez plant, or anything about Dominican boxing. Absolutely anything. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to talk about Joan Guzman, you want to talk about, Algenis Mendez, the old school cats, we could do that too, man. Or if you want to talk, Luis Nunez and all these guys. By the way, I was supposed to interview Rohan Polanco tomorrow in Spanish, but Rohan not responding to my messages. I've been hitting him up. I don't know what's going on, So I will be having a Spanish sábado tomorrow, in Spanish, but I don't know. My man not picking up, so I may have to call an audible or something. Al de lo mío, what's up, my brother?
What's going on, man? I just hopped in right now on the live, so I just see the title that you have, the Inoue and Fulton. What you think about that? I know you probably spoke about it, but
yeah, I spoke about it, but you VIP, Al, so you get me repeat shit. I think I don't even want to say it's a 50-50 fight. I'll be honest, because I don't think that. I think it's a good fight, but I'm not going to say it's a 50-50 fight because I got Inoue number 1 pound for pound. I never seen him in a competitive fight. I've only seen him smoke people early, quality champions, and then they go fight each other, and then it's fucking life and death.
Donaire gave him a little bit of work on the first fight they had.
Yeah, but he dominated that fight and dropped him. Had him squealing.
Yeah, with the body shot. Yeah.
And then he has the rematch with him and dusts him out in 2 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I'm never gonna pick against Inoue until I see him in a competitive fight or I see him slowing down.
You think it's not gonna be a competitive fight with Fulton?
I won't say it won't be competitive, but I see Inoue winning by knockout.
Yeah.
That's because sometimes Fulton has great feet, but that's another thing that's underrated about Inoue. Inoue got skills. Inoue got fast feet. Inoue has a nice jab, goes to the body, so he knows how to break people down. Like,
true.
He's more than just a puncher. He's not Wilder, who wings those wild overhand rights, knowing he got mad power. No, like Inoue has skills, has defense.
Speed. Yeah, he has some good decent speed.
He's the complete fighter. So, not saying that Fulton is not, but Fulton ain't as big a puncher as Inoue.
No, he's not a big puncher. Fulton's not a big puncher. He only has like 8 KOs in 22 fights, 21 fights,
something like that.
He's not a big puncher, but he could bang here and there. I was surprised the way he fought Figueroa. He actually fought Figueroa's fight and he won. He was a close fight, but technically that wasn't his style though.
No, I get it. He's not gonna fight like that against Inoue, though.
Oh no, no way.
And people making things about the weight. I don't think the weight is 4 pounds, bro. It's 4 pounds.
It's not. I don't think it's a big deal in those weight because it's like 118, 122, 126.
Yeah, it's you move from 118 to 122. I don't like. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that's a big weight jump. I again and. If in Inoue's last fight against Butler, he actually missed weight. He had to leave the scale and come back.
Yeah.
So meaning he's growing out of the division. It's not like he's just moving up. He's moving up just because, it's a big money opportunity. No, it's like, yo, this fucking weight is getting hard to make. Let me move up, get these extra 4 pounds.
He's going to carry that power.
What was that?
Yeah. He's going to carry that power to 120 to 122. So.
Yeah, I agree.
It all depends how good this guy's chin is. I want to see if he could take a shot from Inoue.
The thing is that with Inoue, it's not about what your chin. It's about if he lands.
The body, yeah.
It's just about if he lands. Like I've seen him drop people with body shots, head shots, knock people out cold, broke noses. Yo, how he did Rodriguez was nasty. With blood, nose gushing everywhere. Like how he did Payano at the
Payano in the first round. Yeah, he beat Payano in the first round. Boom, like one shot. I was like, damn.
Shot and had him out cold.
Yeah, his legs. Like he had no legs. Payano was trying to get up, but his legs said, nope, you can't. Not today. Yeah, I'm like, shit.
So and Payano's not a bum. You know what I'm saying? But
No, he's not. He's good. He was a champion. He beat Warren, Rashid Warren,
yeah,
and then he lost the rematch. It was close fights though.
no, and he was a 3-time Olympian. Like, you don't have that many amateur fights, and you a
Yeah,
fucking bum. That, like, sorry. And people be like, oh, even if you lost in the first round in the Olympics, people don't know. Not every country gets, a fighter per division. You have to qualify for the Olympics, meaning you have to go through a series of tournaments to
yeah,
qualify for going for the Olympics to represent your country. Every country just doesn't get a fighter per weight class. I don't know if you know that, but so
yeah, I know that. Yeah,
yeah, so him just qualifying for the Olympics is a major accomplishment. Obviously, you want to advance, and obviously you want a medal, which he
exactly.
didn't. But like, yeah, nah, he's an experienced fighter and went in there and got just mollywopped in one round. So I knew it until I see Inoue in a competitive fight. I will never pick against him. And if he wins this fight, he's gonna have some real serious all-time great conversations. We're gonna have
Yeah,
to
he'll
start
be
thinking where we
no
place
doubt.
in history.
Yeah, if he wins this fight, and if he does it like in dominant fashion, like they can't even argue who's number one pound for pound. I'll have him number one.
Honestly, I don't think
I
it's
have
an
him
argument.
three. I have him three.
Now, I don't think it's an argument that he's not number one right now.
Really?
Who's your top two?
Well, at first I had Crawford, but all this BS, I'm like, you know what, man? I got Usyk, man. I got
Okay.
Usyk. What about if Usyk beats Fury? Then how you handle that?
I mean, if Usyk beat Fury, I don't think he beats Fury, but then it's more of a conversation. I still will have Inoue. Like, if Inoue beats Fulton and Usyk beats Fury, I still will have Inoue. Just because of how dominant he is. Like, don't get me wrong. Usyk went undisputed at cruiserweight, but who was more dominant in their route of going undisputed?
Yeah, if you're looking at it from a dominance perspective, yeah, you could say that.
They both won the World Series of World Super
Boxing,
Series.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who was more dominant?
I know it, man. His ratio is like a 90% KO ratio. So
it's like all right, like what are we comparing? Like if we going at why? Because one guy's a heavyweight, the other guy's a bantamweight. That's what we're doing. And it's like I don't like that shit. My man is knocking people out in 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 1 round. Had gotten to a decision, rematches the guy, knocks him out in 2. Like, he's getting people out the fuck up out there early. Again, and with the Butler situation, that dude he ain't come to fight. He ain't gonna fight. If that dude
survival mode. He was he was he was just trying to go 12. That fight lasted what, like 7 rounds, 8 rounds? How much?
No, it went 11 rounds if I'm not
11
mistaken.
rounds.
Yeah. But Inoue putting his hands behind his back, doing the Ali shuffle, clowning this dude because this dude was in there to fight and still got knocked out. So it's like, to me, there is no argument for who's number one pound for pound. To me, Inoue is number one, and I don't want to hear it. Like, I just think if he was doing what he's doing at these weights at welterweight,
oh bro, yeah, forget about it.
Forget about it. If he would have been doing everything he did, like moved up from 135 and right now been at welterweight, doing everything he did at those lower weights, people will be calling him God. Forget number one pound for pound. People will be calling him God.
Yeah. I mean, I can see him moving up to 126.
I can see it because he's not small.
He's like 5'6", right? He has a good height for those weights. He's like 5'6".
Height, but have you seen those sparring footage with him and Adam Lopez?
No, I haven't seen that. I have to do my little homework. Yeah.
Yo, Inoue looks like the bigger guy. Like, I don't know. Like, Inoue look strong in there. And Adam Lopez is a 126 pounder. So it's like he's sparring 126 pounders, looking bigger than them and dominating the sparring matches. It makes you wonder, like, how big can he go?
True.
I think he caps out at 126, but man, the further he can go, the better, man. We've
Yeah.
seen.
And he's like, what, like 28 years old, right? 28, 29?
Let me check. I don't
He's
know.
like his late 20s.
He is somewhat young, like not older, like older, but like in relative to boxing, not like in life. He is hold on, born 1993. I'm bad at math, bro.
I mean, if he's not 30, then he'll be 30 this
29.
year.
He's 29,
He's
but
29.
he turns 30 in April.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I don't know if he keeps himself healthy. Like we seen Bernard fight until he was 50. You know, I don't know his situation, and I don't know his
Yeah.
ambition. I don't know what's his you know, like what are his goals. But I can see him going to 126 and maxing out there. Now, if he wants to be ambitious and move up to 130, who knows? 135, that should be crazy. I would love it. I would
There'll
love
be
it.
some Pacquiao.
Yeah. Pacquiao went from flyweight to 154. Like,
wow.
my man Fresh NYC says Brandon Figueroa gave Cool Boy work. Arguably, you can say Brandon won. I like Fulton, pero Inoue going to pack him up. Honestly, I scored that fight 8-4 for Stephen Fulton. The thing is that there was a lot of
close
like,
rounds.
there was a lot of like sloppy rounds that were like hard to judge, but I just like Fulton's cleaner work. I felt like Figueroa kept like smothering his punches. By the way, Fresh NYC, I forgot to say thank you so much for that super chat, man. I really appreciate that. You know, I haven't been getting a lot of support with the super chats, and quite frankly, even the shirts. But I appreciate those $5, man. That you know that when y'all send bread and shit like that, that's how the channel grows, because that's how I'm gonna be able to afford to fly out to Vegas and California and Texas, wherever they holding these fights, man. Because you know, I don't work for ESPN or fucking Fox Sports where they fund my hotel and fund my stay and all that. So even $5 helps, man. Fresh, I appreciate that, my brother. But yo, what do you? I know we talked about Benavidez Plant before.
I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be a good fight, obviously. I think Plant probably late stoppage by Benavidez.
Oh, okay.
I'll see like a 9th, 10th round stoppage.
Yeah. I mean, are you counting that Plant's gonna fade, or you just think that Benavidez is too much for him?
I think Plant might fade with the pressure. The constant pressure might break him down.
Yeah. I mean, that's not that, like I don't know how when
but that's a fair yeah, but that's if Benavidez can cut the ring. Let's see, because I don't know. I feel like he got something, like his feet are not the best. But like we'll see. He's gonna put it to the test for that day. He's gonna have to use those legs to cut the ring.
No, not only that. I don't know if you guys know. What's his name? Caleb Plant negotiated that they were gonna fight in a 22-foot ring as opposed to the standard 20-foot ring.
Really? Yeah, I heard something like that. Yeah, that's what this guy's father said, I believe.
So meaning if he plans to box, he has to extra, what was that? You know, extra like 8 feet squared, no, 4 feet squared. I don't know, man. Like that makes a difference. A lot of people think like, oh, it's just 2 feet, just 22 by 22. What's the difference between 20 by 20? That's actually a big difference, and you feel the difference when you're in a big ring like that. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work out for him. I really don't.
How you see that fight going?
Today, because I'm gonna switch my pick. Today, I'm picking Plant by decision today, but you may ask me next week, and I may change my pick. Man, it's one of those fights.
It's true. It's true. Because sometimes I think about it when I told you my opinion, I was like, I'm not too sure of it. I'll tell you that. I'm not too sure. I mean, maybe Plant could pull off the win. I mean, I won't be surprised if he outboxes him.
The thing
You
is
know,
with me with Benavidez is sometimes he squares up and he gets sloppy
exactly.
with his work, and I feel like Plant could capitalize and have some nice counter punches, land to the body, and keep his distance in this big ass ring. Hold on. I got another $5 super chat. Kareem, thank you so much. Shout out to you, my brother. I appreciate the 5, man. Thank you so much. I just reacted to your video with Kenny Porter. What he said was wild. I definitely got to check that out. Yeah, I gotta check that out. We gotta talk. I gotta see what you use. How was your reaction to it? But yeah, he's talking about Kenny Porter, talking about why he stopped the fight with Terrence Crawford, with Sean Porter. I just put that out. I think it was yesterday. I put that out. I gotta see.
Gotcha.
But yeah, man, I've been putting out these short little clips. I don't know if you've been seeing it with Blair Cobbs and
Yeah, I've seen some of them. Yeah,
because a lot of times, like people will miss a live and they won't go back to watch the video. They'll just be like, I missed it. So, and motherfucker ain't trying to sit there and watch a whole hour interview. They rather see it clipped up. So that's what I've been doing. It's been going well.
Makes sense.
It's been going well for me.
Gotcha.
Especially with Blair Cobbs talking his shit, man. Blair Cobbs, he a good talk. I gotta get him back.
He could be a star, man. I just felt like he had to win that fight against Rocha, man. If he would have won that fight, they would have put him in there with the bigger dogs.
Yeah, he probably could have got a Virgil fight had he beat Rocha.
Yeah, most likely, yeah, because he could sell a fight. You could tell he just needs that win that's gonna put him out there, But he could. I like his character.
Yeah, he's definitely a good personality.
Nice.
Oh, by the way, Monday I will be interviewing Regis Prograis, the WBC 140-pound champion. I will be interviewing him at 5:00 Eastern. Was that 2 p.m. Pacific? So for those of you who want to hear what he got to say, I definitely will be interviewing him. And I'm working something out with Elvis. The only thing is our schedules really don't match. We were talking on the phone today, like we like he's willing to do the interview. It's just we haven't agreed on a time and date, just because he's in training camp, and my work schedule is all out of whack and shit like that. So, but yeah, I will be interviewing Elvis sometime. I don't have a date, but Progress on Monday for sure. 100% is done. Booked. Yeah.
What's up? I hear rumors about Pitbull fighting him. What is that? They thinking about putting him with Pitbull? I mean,
nah, that was his father, Pitbull's father, who said that if he were to move up to 140, he would fight for a title with and then he mentioned like somebody like Progress, because Progress has a belt. Yeah, but it wasn't like, oh, that's the next fight that's gonna happen. It was. I mean, that's a question I am gonna ask him about.
That'll be a good fight, but I think Progress would be too much for him.
Nah, yo, bro, Cruz is a small lightweight. You want to move up and fight a fucking 140-pounder? I don't think that'll go well for him. I really don't. I'm interested as to see what he does next, man. He has options. I was hearing rumors that he was going to fight De Los Santos. I was hearing rumors he was going to fight Gustavo Lemos. And then I was hearing rumors that he was going to fight some bum. Like, I don't know who and what to believe. There's too many rumors, too much going around.
Is he going to fight? Who's going to fight William Cepeda? Do you know?
I don't. But, yeah, that's the thing with Golden Boy, yo. Golden Boy be trying to feed these dudes bums until they can't no more. Until they run out of bums. Till they go to fucking Rodeo Drive or where's those homeless people in LA or wherever they at. Until there's no more there, that's when they throw them in tough.
Yeah, just like this guy Munguia. Munguia is only freaking fighting bumps.
Yo, Munguia, man, that dude's the worst. The worst.
He's not a bad fighter. They just gotta throw him in there. That's it. You gotta take all those training wheels off of him, man.
Nah, and the thing is, yo, he could have fought Adames for a final eliminator to become Charlo's mandatory. And he turned that down. And then he went on to turn down the Janabek fight for the WBO title.
Oh man, he on some diva.
Yo, it's like, bro,
But I heard another version.
opportunities.
I heard another version regarding to Adames that he offered the fight to Adames, but it was like on a short notice.
I made a video on that.
Yeah.
I interviewed Adames. You saw the video?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, the dude gets off fighting Deverenchenko in December, and then you hit him up. Yo, let's fight in February. And he's like, bro, I just came off a tough fight.
Yep. And that was his debut, right? The 160 debut.
Yeah, 160. Well, it on TV. He had fought on at 157, but in DR off TV.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Now, Adames, I'm dying to see him back.
Yeah, man.
I was hearing
you mentioned he's gonna fight some Polish guy, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, but then I spoke with him today. I had him on the phone today. It was a busy day for me today, and he told me that that's not true.
Okay.
So
I'm wondering who's he gonna fight.
But the thing is, the person who I heard that rumor from is a legit guy. You know, this like the guy who told me that rumor is a legit guy. This ain't no bubblegum shit. You know what I'm saying? But then I talked to him directly. He tells me no. So
okay.
I don't know if maybe he's not privy to what their plans are for him, or if the guy who told me got wrong information and was trying to look out, but got wrong information and gave me wrong information. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what happened with that situation, but I don't know who makes sense for him. I mean, that Polish guy, he's ranked in the WBC, or he could fight Selecki, who's also ranked in the WBC.
No, they're holding him for Charlo, man. You know they got Selecki for Charlo.
Oh, that's why I want him to fight Selecki. Take the motherfuckers out the way. Take the motherfuckers out the way so he don't got an excuse but to fight you. Like, oh, I was gonna fight Selecki, but damn, Adames already got him out of there.
Nah, he'll fight another bum. It's Charlo.
I mean, I listen. I really don't give a fuck who Charlo fights. Just
exactly. Just vacate the belt.
I'll leave you alone, bro. I'll leave you alone. I'll never talk about you on my channel. Just vacate that belt and we good. Make my man Carlos Adames the full champion, right? He's the full champion. Then possibly Janabek will want to unify. Then possibly Triple G goes, you know what? I got 2 belts. Let me try to go get a third. And then Adames could get him up out of there and become a 3-belt unified champion. But him walking around with that interim belt, nobody wants that shit. So
exactly,
it's hard for him to get a fight. But if you made that belt the full belt, he will get opportunities. So I'm mad with the WBC with how slow they've been making this decision. I gotta see if I could get a Mauricio Suleiman a question, man, because it's getting ridiculous. It's really getting ridiculous.
And I was gonna tell you, probably Munguia is gonna get that Triple G fight. That's what they were calling out. On Munguia's last fight when he won, he's calling out Triple G.
Nah, he's not getting that fight. Triple G has 2 mandatories. He has the IBF mandatory in Esquivia Falcao.
Oh, the Brazilian guy. Yeah. Is he with Top Rank too?
He's with Top Rank. And then he has another mandatory in Erislandi Lara with the WBA.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
And I heard rumors that Jaime Munguia is in negotiations with Shane Mosley Jr. So, and by the way, y'all saw Edgar Berlanga bought himself out of that Top Rank contract.
Tyson Berlanga.
So when he did that, Oscar De La Hoya tweeted out, "I would love to put Munguia versus Berlanga in Madison Square Garden, Puerto Rico versus Mexico."
That will sell. Munguia will probably win, but that will sell though.
Yeah, Munguia would win, but I don't discount Berlanga's chances because Munguia does get hit. He would be moving up from 160 to 168, and Berlanga limited skills, but he got pop and he got fast hands.
Yeah.
I would like to see that fight. I wouldn't mind seeing that fight.
I think they'll match him up with him then.
Who do you think Berlanga signs with?
Something tells me PBC.
Yeah. PBC does have more smoke for him at 68. They got Plant, Benavidez, they got Morel, Andrade, Charlo's gonna move up, you know. So that right, they do have a lot more smoke at 168. But I see him signing with, believe it or not, with Matchroom. Matchroom needs ticket sellers in the US. Berlanga does sell tickets. And they got a bunch of these Euro bums that they could throw in with Berlanga. And they're the ones who have the best relationship with Canelo. So they could sell that pipe dream. Yo, we're gonna promote you. Yo, we're gonna put you in with all these European guys. You're gonna be knocking them out. This, that, and the third. And then sell them the dream like, all right,
Yeah.
after 2-3 fights, you're gonna get that big Canelo fight. Puerto Rico versus Mexico. We could do it in Madison Square Garden. We could do it in Vegas. We could do it,
They'll sell them a dream.
Sell them a dream. So, and Eddie Hearn's a good talker, man. Eddie Hearn, he a good talker, whether you like him or not. And there's a lot of people that don't like him, and some of it's justified, some of it's not. But he is, one thing you can't say is he is a good salesman. He is a good talker. So I can definitely see him selling him the dream and getting him to sign. I could definitely see that.
He could fight. If he sounds with Matchroom, I think this guy was named John Ryder. He could fight Ryder.
Yeah, there's a rumor he's gonna sign with. I mean, he's about to sign a contract to fight Canelo.
Yeah, I saw that too. The Ryder and Canelo, most likely, and then they saying Bivol 168 in September. But I don't want to see that. I want to see him fight Beterbiev.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Beterbiev is fighting next week against Anthony Yard. You heard me?
Yeah, he's gonna fight him. He's gonna go 4 rounds.
My man eating mango and shit. Can't talk, man. What's up with you, bro?
Not my fault. He's gonna fight. That fight's gonna go 4 rounds.
Now, yo, you know what's crazy? You know my man Truth from A-Side Boxing Talk that be hopping on all the time with us?
Yeah.
Yo, he's picking Yard to win. I'm like, and I trust his boxing knowledge. I'm like, really? I'm like, I don't know. I don't see it, bro. Beterbiev is that dude. Like, that dude is big and strong, relentless, 100% knockout ratio. Yo,
he can box too, and he's a great boxer.
I would have loved to see him fight Andre Ward.
Oh, that would be a good fight. That's a 50-50 fight, honestly.
Yeah, man.
I won't put money on that.
Because Andre Ward, like, one of the things that he did good was, like, he was strong physically. He wasn't really a big puncher, but on the inside, he would grab you, he would push you, and he would do all these things. And I can't see him doing that with Beterbiev. You're not just going to tie him up and frustrate him. He's too strong. I picture him throwing and flinging him and throwing punches from all angles. And I would love to see
I think Beterbiev is stronger than Ward, but I just feel like Ward is just he might be a little bit too smart. I don't know. It'll go 12 rounds though. It'll definitely go 12.
I don't know. I'm not discounting a Beterbiev chances in that fight. I think if it were a gun to my head, I think I pick Ward, but I'm not gonna say like, oh yeah, 100%, like yeah, you can bank it. Nah, I'm not gonna say that. By the way, I think Ward retired too early, man. Like, I feel
he definitely had some fights in him. He could have easily made a little bit more money, at least 3-4 more fights. He didn't get too much. He didn't get that much punishment.
The thing is that he had a long break in between his career, right?
Yeah. He had the promotion issues with Goosen.
He had those promotional issues, and then he had shoulder surgery. Then he came back, had a couple fights, and then it was like, all right, I'm retired. It was like, what? Like, that's it? No more?
Yeah, exactly.
It kind of was like he was getting to the point where, like, all right, like this guy may be like an all-time great, and it was like, kind of like, no, He stopped like 3-4 great fights away from that. And it's like got the gold medal. He went through the Super 6 series, beat everybody, beat Carl Froch. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Then beat Kovalev twice. Once
I
by
thought he
knockout.
lost. I thought he lost the first fight. Honestly,
I watched when I watched it live. I thought he won, and I rewatched it and rescored it on my official scorecard, the show I have where I rescore fights.
yeah,
And everybody had it for Ward.
really.
Yeah,
I thought I fought like 3 times, man.
If you watch that fight without the sound, bro, you'll realize that Ward won that fight. I believe everybody had the same scorecard of like, I think the scorecards was like 113, 111 or something like that. Don't quote me on the but
Yeah.
the same scorecards the official scorecards were. That's how we had it. That's how we had it.
Because there was one round that they gave to Ward, but if you watch that round, I think Kovalev landed the bigger punches. I think it was round 10.
Yeah, it was one of those rounds in the later half that was a bit controversial, and where it was clear Kovalev round, and I think two judges gave it to Ward. I know what you're talking about, because when we were watching it, they were showing how the judges were scoring it, and we were like, how the fuck did that judge score it for Kovalev and stuff like that? I mean, for Ward.
It was that Rock Nation, that Jay-Z money.
No, but I remember watching that fight and being so confident Ward was going to win, right? And then he gets dropped hard in that second round, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I was like, because at that time, I liked the Kovalev, and I was like, man, I don't know. I think Ward might be out. I'll give him 2 more rounds, but he did his thing though.
Yo, he was hurt. He got up and he was hurt. He was wobbly. He was like, kind of like that, but he survived the round and came on to win that fight. He did a lot of good body work in that fight.
Yeah, he exposed Kovalev, and then he just continued with the same game plan in the second fight, and then he got him out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Nah, man. Yo, but I'm dying for a fight to fucking come to New York. Oh shit! Hold on one second. Like I told you at Gleason's when I copped the shirt. I love how you putting on for Dominican boxing. Tú eres de lo bueno y hay que apoyarte, manito. Yo, my man, I appreciate you so much, man. I didn't know that was you, Fresh. So shout out to you, my man. So let me give you a quick story about my man, Fresh. He DM'd me and was like, yo, I want to cop a shirt. You could, send me the website, or you could meet me at Gleason's Boxing Gym. And he trains with Joan Guzman, the GOAT. Yeah, I know that's our GOAT. So he trains with him at Gleason. So he told me, yo, pull up. So I pulled up. Unfortunately, not only did I get caught in crazy traffic, by the time I got there was mad roads closed off. So I ended up getting there mad late. Joan Guzman had already left. But I went and he bought a shirt for me. And yeah, man, and he introduced me to some young Dominican boxers. Joan Guzman brother was there, who I met before, but he was there. And he introduced me to another Dominican trainer who was on the Dominican national team, was one of the trainers there. So, and I'm definitely gonna pull up again, Fresh. This time on time. I'll leave early because there was mad traffic. So I definitely want to. I've met Guzman before, but I definitely want to chop it up with him because I've met him not being the voice of Dominican boxing. Now I am the voice of Dominican boxing. So shout out.
You need to get him in here, man.
What was that?
You need to get him in here, man. Guzman.
Come on, man. That's in the works, man. Like, come on, man. That's in the works. I want to get him in studio though. I don't want to do the digital. I want to get him in studio. Yeah, nah. But yeah, man, I'm putting on for Dominican boxing. I ain't never gonna stop, man. And if anybody wants to really support me, BroadwayJoel.com, go cop a shirt. You know what I'm saying? Good quality shirt. Yo, Fresh, let them know in the chat how good quality the shirt is. It ain't none of that cheap cotton. It's a good dry fit, perfect for the gym or a hot summer day. Perfect. Just the sweat just rolls off.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna cop one. I'm gonna buy one after the call.
Yeah,
I
for
got you.
sure, man. For sure, man. Definitely cop one. Like I said, man, when y'all support the channel, like obviously, oh yo, I'm supporting Broadway. I'm supporting him. I want to make sure he's good. But really, what y'all doing is supporting the channel, which is more important than Broadway in a sense. Because, but what I mean by that is, I could have now. I'm making money off the shirts. Now there's a fight on in Vegas that I wasn't gonna go to because I ain't have the bread. But now I sold so many shirts, and now I can travel over there. So remember the same content that I gave y'all with Rivera, Michelle Rivera at the hotel that nobody else got. I could get more shit like that. Hopefully with wins, not losses. But I could get more shit like that if I was at these events. But I can't go to every single one. You know, I got a family, bro. You know what I'm saying? like I got a family. But yeah, man, I definitely support, and these super chats help as well, man. Like these super chats definitely help the channel a lot, man. Like I wish I could understand, but it's all right. I'm on the grind, and I know I'm coming up now, and eventually my shit gonna be so up, you know, where I'm gonna be able to make all the fights, not just where the Dominicans are fighting, but I'm on the come up, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, you know. But
Cool.
what was that?
No, I said that's cool, man. You're gonna get up there.
Yeah, nah, for sure, definitely am. I don't even doubt it, man. Like you know, what's funny? There was some dude giving me a compliment, like, "Yo, bro, I just know you're gonna blow up," and I was like, "Bro, I know too." Like I wasn't, I told him thanks, but I was like it's like a weird type of confidence. Like I know, it's like I'm 100% sure. It's like there's no doubt in my mind. I maybe it's cockiness, maybe it's arrogance, but like I think it's a good thing. Like, I don't know. I just know that I'm putting out quality content. I'm putting out content not everybody's putting out. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking questions not everybody's asking. You know what I'm doing, and especially like I remember when I first started doing this Dominican boxing shit. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're limiting your fan base. You're limiting your fan base." I'm like, first of all, look, I got my man Puerto Rican Rum in here. He's not Dominican, but shout out to Puerto Rican Rum. He's Puerto Rican, but he fuck with me. And if you want to know anything about a Dominican boxer, like I look, put it like this: if there was a Mexican voice, the voice of Mexican boxing, I'm not Mexican, but I want to know about Canelo, and if he's connected with Canelo, I may go to his channel. If he's connected with, you know, with Navarrete, who I'm gonna go to his channel. So if you want to know about Michelle Rivera and you're not Dominican, what channel you gonna go to? If you want to know about Carlos Adames and you're not Dominican, what channel you gonna go to? So I'm not limiting myself. And like again, today we was talking Fulton and Inoue and Benavidez and Plan and all these other fights. So I don't just do that. And I interview Blair Cobbs and Kenny Porter. So I'm not just doing that, but 100% sure my main focus is definitely Dominican boxing. And it's always gonna be that way. Yeah. But yeah, man. What's up?
No, I'm just listening, man.
Yeah, nah. I be feeling like I be going off on a tangent about what I'm doing with my channel and shit. Motherfuckers be like, "Yo, start talking boxing, bro. What's going on, man? That's not what I subscribe for."
Tomorrow, there's a fight tomorrow. I think
There's a fight tonight. Matter of fact, hold on. What time that shit start? It's a show box. Man, don't tell me I'm missing it. Hold on one second. There's a show box today, and tomorrow the 21st. Hold on. I don't know. I don't know if there's a fight tomorrow. Who's fighting tomorrow?
I think I think the Zone. I think they have a card. If I'm not
The
mistaken.
show box started. The show box started. All right. Oh, it started like 40 minutes ago. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right, but either way, I'm gonna end the live anyways. So, shout out to Al. Al, I appreciate you hopping on, my brother. And
No doubt.
I'm gonna go live
Always, man.
tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna go live tomorrow at 12. The only thing I was gonna go live with Rohan Polanco for an interview, but I hit him up yesterday to confirm for tomorrow, and he hasn't been hitting me back up. So I may have Rohan Polanco tomorrow. I may not. No guarantees, but I'm definitely gonna Definitely gonna try to get him on. I'm gonna hit him up again. By the way, look, my man Fresh, the good dry fit tee, great quality. Go support Dominican boxing. You see, that's a paid customer who says that the tee was very quality. You go, yo, bro, you buy my shirt, you're gonna be bagging bitches. You're gonna be bagging bitches. Oh, you could be ugly. You buy my shirt, yo, the chick's gonna be on you, man. They're gonna be like, oh my god, it's so quality. Let me rub your chest. Trust me, man. Listen, you having trouble getting girls? Buy a Dominican boxing shirt, and I guarantee you that won't be the problem no more. BroadwayJoel.com. There you go. Hit that link. You know what I'm saying? Hit that link and go get a shirt, man. I guarantee you're gonna be getting girls, man. Nah, but Al, I'm about to hop off, my brother. I appreciate you hopping on, man.
No doubt, man. Thank you for having me, man.
Hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time. Peace. Tomorrow, 12 o'clock. I'm trying to get Rohan on.
Cool. All right, man.